Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Marty McFly, just out here in the
Speaking
wilderness.
of flying.
Yeah, right. You know, we're gonna just some disclaimers on this show today. If you're hearing like airplanes, overcast, or something of that nature, we are out and about in the beautiful, I guess, forest area.
Yes.
Picnic, soon to be picnic, worship area here at St. Mark Lutheran Church. It's like a live broadcast at the church.
That's exactly what it is. And the reason why we have you guys joining us today is because not only do we talk about it, we actually do be about it.
Yeah.
It's bad language, isn't it?
Hey,
Bad
it
English.
works.
But anyway,
It works.
So the reason why we're mentioning this is because we talk about me owning a tree service and Marty being a pastor of a church and us overcoming and growing during this pandemic and making do with what we have and letting it continue to be a blessing to the community. Whether it's me as a business owner or it's him as a pastor and business owner.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, it's both of them, pastor, dude, boy, you know, all that goes together, but.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is actually a real outdoor area outside his church in beautiful East Point, Georgia.
Right.
And I'm gonna let you explain what we're going to be doing, and then I'll explain the process as far as the trees are concerned.
So if most of y'all that go to church, you know, well, the ones that go to church, you know, we're dealing with, you know, when do we go back and have church in person?
Right.
You know, most of the time, most of us for the last year have been doing it online. And we're at a point where we're saying, when do we go back in person? So with me and my congregation, we've decided to do it, you know, cautiously. So we're gonna come back every other Sunday, but we're gonna do it outside.
Right.
And at my church, we have a nice little area here that has been, well, underutilized.
Right.
We haven't utilized it. Some grass has grown up. It has some tree bark that's fallen and just kudzu and a little bit of everything. So with doing that, I said, you know what, let me speak with Doni and see if we can figure out a way to, I guess, beautify this area.
Yes.
You know, and at the same time take care of our trees and the wildlife that's around it.
Yeah.
But at the same time making it a safe worship area that we can do in nature. So that's why we out here to kind of look at it
And I'm excited to do it because, and I'll be real about this. If you've listened to our show for a while, you know that I used to go to a church that I no longer go to. Things were kind of crazy after the election. It was a diverse church, but let's just say the leadership looked one way and the congregation looked another way, which was a lot like me. And we didn't see eye to eye, on the way things should be. So I've reevaluated that relationship. And if there's anything that I can do to support Marty's church, because I do believe in what he does.
And she forgot
I believe
she's a
in
member also.
And I'm a member.
Right.
Thank you. But also, you know, I really do believe that you're supposed to give. If you're blessed, you're supposed to be able to give back. So my way of giving back is doing my services for cheaper than they should be done.
Yeah,
but anyway. No, but
Oh,
seriously, guys, I know for those of you that are on the radio, obviously you can't see this, but you can always check us out on YouTube. So I'm just going to mention real quickly so that you can visualize. Basically, Marty's got some magnolias back here. He's got some oaks. He's got some underbrush. He's got some overgrowth on this side. He's got a couple of more beautiful oaks that need some more pruning, and we're going to prune those trees. But not only that, the area that he's talking about where he's going to do praise and worship and do services and stuff like that, that's this area right behind us that is overgrown and underutilized. But he's taking something that's been underutilized at the church or in his life, so to speak, and he's going to use it so that he can still do what he loves doing, which is preaching to the people, connecting with the community, and still doing an actual service.
Yes.
So because of the pandemic, we're doing things outside, so we're doing things a little bit different, but that doesn't mean that we're stopping. We're not stopping just because there's been a shift. We're shifting right along with it, and honestly, it feels good out here.
Yes.
We're out here in nature. I love it.
Right. And another beautiful thing in church, you know, a lot of people move around because they got to use the restroom. But out here in nature, you can just go behind those trees.
We're not
and
doing
just
that.
knock yourself out, you know, without even, you know, disturbing anybody. You ain't got to put your finger up. But, you know, I'm saying utilizing the space, nature, giving
Nature,
back.
yeah.
But no, honestly,
and we're going to put some mulch out. Now, those of you that have been following for a while, I honestly showed up today.
Yeah.
And we record here periodically, and I guess I haven't looked in this area. But those of you that have been following us a while, I've been promising Marty for 2 years
Yeah.
to get some mulch over here, which we give the mulch away for free.
Right, that was the last time I asked, because I said, we ain't had no mulch. He said, it's free.
Yeah, it's free.
It's free. So
I'll give it
stop
to you.
asking for it. So I stopped asking, and
No, I didn't mean for him to stop asking. But here's the funny thing. I show up today, realize we're shooting in this area, and I'm like, hey, Marty, where's all the mulch? I don't see any mulch back here. Why ain't there no mulch? He's like, you ain't brought us no mulch. So we're gonna bring Marty some mulch.
And that's unfortunate. You shouldn't have let the little girl go yesterday because of that. That ain't. But you know what? But that brings up a good question.
What's that?
Because a couple of weeks ago, we had a lady on that was another arborist.
Yeah.
And y'all discussed how much mulch to go around the base of a tree.
Yeah.
That sometimes you can put too much mulch around the base of a tree
That's
and
right.
it can kill it.
Yes.
So with these trees around here, would you put mulch around them, or how much mulch would?
You never want to put any more than 3 to 4 inches deep of mulch. Now I've heard people say 6 to 9 inches. That is, okay. It's stupid. Okay, you don't put that much mulch down under a tree. For one, you'll suffocate the roots, and also you'll hold too much moisture, which will then rot the roots, and it's stupid. Okay, 3 or 4 inches, 2 to 4 inches of mulch, good stuff. So we're gonna mulch this area. Also, another thing about putting mulch down is where there's weeds and stuff like that, it's a great way to naturally mitigate the weeds, to stop the weeds without having to put down chemicals and stuff like that.
Oh, so if I just put mulch all the way down here, it's gonna kill all of this.
The weeds and stuff like that.
But you got.
But we want to cut. We want to cut this underbrush and stuff like that before we do
all
that.
these sticks and stems and all that stuff, you can't cut that. Can I just clear?
Yeah, let's clean that up.
Clear that.
Wait a minute, I'm volunteering myself for stuff. Hold on.
Hallelujah. That's why you got me over here coughing. I'm like, I can't take it all. Just, Jesus.
I know. But Marty, on a serious tip,
Jesus.
because we always want to bring value to people. And, if you're just checking in, you're listening to Doni Jones Live with me,
Yes.
Doni Jones, and
me, that guy, Marty McFly. Well, Pastor Ringer.
Pastor Ringer. No, you're both Marty McFly and Pastor.
Yeah.
So but I'm going to ask you my question, but I want to go back to, you were joking about that. I think that's why we're seeing so much upheaval in some churches, not all, because people their real true colors are showing. The thing I like about you is you're real all the time. So you don't have to switch hats.
I do my best, because I don't want my church to be like your churches, because I think of your church as kind of like that with the kingdom or the
That ain't my church. I told you that. It used to be. And they're good people.
Yeah, they're good people.
It's just
saying what's the name just died? The king or whatever over there.
Phillips.
Yeah.
King Philip.
Yeah.
Okay, my church was not affiliated with the royal family.
That culture where you find out later
Prince
on,
Philip.
like, wait a minute, all of the people of this color don't get treated the same way.
Hello.
But no. Sometimes it's unfortunate that you see people's true colors.
Yeah.
When it comes out, and it's hard to unring a bell.
Yeah.
Once you see somebody who they really are, and how they treat or how they, pick and choose their favorites, it's kind of like, you know what? That leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, and they walk away. And that's unfortunate. Why an article just came out not too long ago about why churches are digressing in their membership.
Right.
And it's because of things like that people have been hurt so much by the judgment of the church, the separation of the church, of LGBTQ plus community.
You did it right.
Hey,
He got it right today. Yay!
But people of color, class system, all of these things that divide people, that it's like that hurts in the church.
It's us, and people don't want to be divided. We Marty and I may think differently, but we're able to work together. And I think that's what people want. People want to have their values and systems and beliefs, but they don't want to be beat over the head and made to feel wrong just because they may think differently. I think we can all think differently, but also have the same ideology of we need to treat each other right.
Yeah.
We need to be kind. Now, I will say this, if your ideology encroaches on somebody else's freedoms, well, then we're going to change that. That's, this whole civil rights movement. But anyway, I think it is.
Yeah, because something is like making me cough over and over.
It's probably pollen.
Okay.
But before we go to break,
Yes.
I did want to ask you, because you see how we're making a shift and we're doing what we need to do to serve the community.
Yes.
What's some things that people can do in their own lives to kind of shift? Because they may not have a church or they may not have a business, you know.
Well, I'll say this. Look at parts of your life like this church campus, and what can you beautify again? What can you clean up in your property? It says, you know what? It ain't bad. I just need to put some time into it and clear this part of my life up.
I love it.
You know? And I think if you kind of start with that, and you can find areas in your life that says, you know what? I can do some work in this area.
Yeah.
I can do some work in that area. And I think doing that, and I'll talk more about it, but I guess I would say the ARC complex.
Okay.
ARC.
Explain that.
Okay. A is for awareness.
Okay.
R is for a relationship. And C is for commitment. You know.
Is he preaching today, y'all?
Just saying.
Go ahead.
You know, but if you focus on those things, like awareness of what you have around you, you
Yeah.
know, the awareness of what God has done in your life,
Yeah.
you know, and then those relationships that you have in your life,
Yeah.
how do you foster them? How do you
Yeah.
make them better? Or if the relationships aren't healthy for you,
Yeah.
how to eliminate those? And then once you figure those things out, make that commitment of your life. Like, what am I going to really commit to?
Yeah.
Like you did a commitment to your weight loss.
Yes.
You know, I make a commitment
And
to my
it's doing
church.
good.
You know, and you're doing good. You know, but if you focus on your arc, you know,
Yeah.
awareness, relationships, and commitment, you can change and find those areas in your life, just like the area around the church, and you can start beautifying, rejuvenating those
Right.
areas.
Right.
You know, and you might have to pull back some of the soil, you know, and put down.
You
some,
might have to cut out some weeds.
right. Do some pruning.
Weeds. Do some pruning. Get the weeds out of your
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
Marty might have a problem with that, but you want to get the unhealthy things out of your life, because that's also a part of the awareness.
Yeah.
Being aware of what's working and what's not working in your life, you know, and be mindful of the fact that sometimes it may not feel good to make these shifts. It may not feel good. So, but anyway, we're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
You are listening to Doni Jones Live with me, Doni the Tree Lady, certified arborist, and that guy.
Marty McFly, who I think I need some more water or something to clear my throat.
Well, we getting ready to take a break.
Oh,
I ain't gonna stop you from getting no water.
Anyway, but let's take a break because I'm coughing and sneezing, and I don't know about doing service out here. I can't do a service and coughing.
Y'all gonna all have to take Zyrtec before you.
Oh, hallelujah.
Y'all will be right.
Overtime. So you're listening to Doni Jones Live with Doni Jones and Marty McFly. We'll be right back.
Yeah.